Explain to me how Jon Jones went from this to 3 years later looking like this. Now, I'm just kidding. Obviously, look, this is his new physique. A lot of people are roasting him on the internet. People that haven't even lifted weights in their lives roasting him. But I'm here to tell you that I think Jon Jones is in shape. I actually think this is a very intelligent bulk from Jon Jones. And look, I know right away you guys are going to look at me and be like, who are you to talk? You look like you haven't even exercised in your life, this and that. Fine. If you want to say that, okay, you know, I'll give you guys a pass. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'm going to give my thoughts because I actually think that this bulk, even though it might not look the best, it might not look the best to go to the beach and the pool and all this and that in the summer, I think that this bulk is very intelligent for fighting, you know? So we're going to be talking about all that and more. Plus, we're going to be talking about Ciryl Gane potentially injured. What's going on with him? A lot of people on Twitter are saying that he's injured. I'm going to be breaking that down as well. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you my breakdown of the fight, what I think they should do, and also give you my prediction. So without further ado, let's get into this comment question for the Q&A next Thursday. That'll be after UFC 285, so make sure you don't ask predictions or any of that because I won't answer because the fight already happened. So let's just get into the video. Let's get into this. Enough wasting time. All right, Jon Jones. Obviously, look, the past 3 years, the guy has been bulking up. I mean, the guy looks huge now, a lot bigger than he ever did. And a lot of people are going to say, hey, that this is not good. A lot of people are saying on Twitter, you're just eating pizza the last 3 years, playing video games. What has he been doing the past 3 years? Well, I think a lot of people look at this and expected Jon Jones to look like Francis Ngannou because that's what Jon Jones kind of looked like before. He looked like a very muscular guy. He had clear abs, you know. But the truth is that style's not really good for fighting. We see Francis Ngannou obviously gas out every single fight because he is built like that. Muscles are going to drain you because it requires a lot more oxygen. So the fact that Jon Jones has muscles in certain part of his body compared to other parts is actually very good. His chest is a lot bigger. His back is specifically very bigger. There's an angle of him flexing that I'll put on the screen if I find it again, where you can see his back is just huge, and that's obviously going to help him in the wrestling department. The guy has clearly been bulking up for things that require wrestling. I would have liked to see his legs a bit more bigger because that could also help with the wrestling. I think, like, I don't know why he's just skipping leg day for the past whatever 35 years of his life, but specifically his thighs. You know, I understand his calves are always skinny, but specifically his thighs, like, that would have definitely helped him in the wrestling. I know he's been deadlifting a lot. I forgot what he said his deadlifting record was, but it was so crazy. I know he said he benched like 500. I think that this bulk is very intelligent because, yes, when you look at his stomach, he does look a little tubby, let's be honest. But if you're expecting Jon Jones to come out like a bodybuilder, you just don't know how to prepare for fights too much. So I actually think this is a pretty good bulk. I think he mixed body fat and muscle pretty well. He got muscles in important parts and also gained weight in important parts because, you know, obviously you need to be heavy. You need to translate into your shots. Also, you need to translate when you're on top of a guy to be able to tire them out. I think this is going to be intelligent. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by Jon Jones and how he performs. I think he'll perform pretty well. If he wins, that's another debate, which we're going to talk about later, but I think he'll perform pretty well. I don't think he's going to perform like a Nick Diaz type, you know, where he clearly just gained weight and was just like, fuck it, going into the fight. But Ciryl Gane injured. What's this rumor going on Twitter? Let's talk about it. Now, I'll be honest, I noticed this at the media day with Ciryl Gane. I was like, damn, his hands are fucking huge. Then I saw people on Twitter pointing out that one of his knuckles looked clearly injured. Like, that is clear. I mean, it's kind of hard to debate that it is injured. A lot of people come in with injuries, as you guys know, a lot of hand injuries. You know, Kamaru Usman had a hand injury going into the Colby Covington fight, the rematch. So I'd assume it's not broken, obviously. But the good thing about Ciryl Gane is even if he does break the hand in the fight, he could switch stances. He could switch the jab. He could switch the backhand. It's definitely bad because obviously that's going to just affect him in the fight and probably be a little more predictable for Jon Jones because Jon Jones is the type of guy to pick that stuff up. If he thinks a guy's hand is broken, he's going to be able to pick it up. So he'll know what hand he's going to throw at all times. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of Jon Jones' physique? What do you think about Ciryl Gane's injury? Do you think that any of this is going to play a factor? Let me know in the comment section below. I made a video about why I think Jon Jones might be injured. If you guys want to go check that out, put it in the corner of the screen. I don't know if I'm pointing to the right side, but whatever. And finally, what you guys have been waiting for, Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane. By the way, I refilmed this video because I had a video already recorded, but all this news came out, so I was like, let me re-record. I recorded a few days ago, but we're here. Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane. What do they need to do to win their fight? Let's just break this down. What do I think Jon Jones needs to do to win this fight? I don't think a lot of people are talking about this, but I rewatch a lot of Ciryl Gane's fights, and Jon Jones has a point. A lot of the guys that he fights are flat-footed. A lot of the guys he fights, not even just flat-footed, don't do anything. You know, I think Tai Tuivasa was definitely the best opponent that Tai Tuivasa faced besides Francis Ngannou. But even on the feet, I think Tai Tuivasa gave Gane a little more problems. Obviously, he did get the knockdown, but just from an activity standpoint, standpoint, I think a lot of guys when they fight Gane, they kind of freeze up because he's just so fast. I don't think Jon Jones is going to do that because Jon Jones is used to light heavyweight guys, so this isn't going to be a surprise for him. Like I said, I'm not saying that Jon Jones will win because of this. I'm just saying it's not going to be a surprise for him. So I think that we're going to see Jon Jones more active than we've seen anybody else against Ciryl Gane. I think the first thing you got to do against Ciryl Gane if you're Jon Jones is leg kick. Now let me explain. A lot of people are going to say, hey, shouldn't Ciryl Gane throw leg kicks? We're going to get into that when I talk about Ciryl Gane, but Jon Jones I think should throw leg kicks. This is just to slow down the movement of Ciryl Gane. And obviously, look, a lot of people are going to say he switches stances, calf kicks aren't going to matter. I think yes, Jon Jones should throw calf kicks, but I also think oblique kicks are going to be vital. I think if he mess up one of the knees, makes Ciryl Gane stand in one stance, kind of like we saw in the Robert Whittaker Yoel Romero fight, if we can get him just to mess up his movement even a little bit so it could at least close the gap, that's what's going to help Jon Jones, because I think Ciryl Gane's key to winning this fight is his movement, is his in and out movement, the jab, the moving out, the kick. We're going to get into how I think he should attack Jon Jones specifically, because I think there's specific attacks that he could do against Jon Jones, but I think that's one of them. Slow him down and then you can get into boxing range, because Ciryl Gane's main weakness is the boxing range. We saw with the Tai Tuivasa fight, he was able to get clipped by Tai Tuivasa once he was able to get in a boxing range, and that's because a lot of kickboxers, they're used to bigger gloves. You know, you see with a lot of Muay Thai fighters, like Charles Oliveira gets hit a lot because he's training that Muay Thai style, and Muay Thai fighters have big gloves. They're not really moving their head because they don't want to end up like Kamaru Usman and get a kick to the head. So a lot of the time they just usually have their glove up, move backwards, something like that. But in MMA it doesn't work. You have 4-ounce gloves, you don't have big gloves, so that's why a lot of kickboxers get caught. Specifically, I think Ciryl Gane is going to have the same problem. I think right away Jon Jones should throw like a leg kick, throw something like that. Like I'm watching the Derek Lewis fight and I'm thinking, I think if Derek Lewis would have just put a lot more pressure on Ciryl Gane, I think we could have saw a different result. Now of course that's not Derek Lewis's fighting style, so it's kind of hard for me to be like, yeah, if Derek Lewis did that, that's something just that he can't do. Obviously it's a little bit different, so I don't think Derek Lewis would have won the fight anyway, but I just think it would have threw off Ciryl Gane. And I think from there, once you get rid of the legs, you're going to be able to get takedowns because Ciryl Gane's movement won't be as good. And like I said in my other video, I think Jon Jones adding trips is good because I think Ciryl Gane's going to be strong in the clinch. I think he might be even stronger than Jon Jones because he's naturally a heavyweight. So I think adding trips to his arsenal is definitely something better. I think he should get takedowns out in the open. Obviously that's easier said than done. You're gonna have to get Ciryl Gane off balance, but why risk going strength for strength? Maybe he's stronger than Ciryl Gane. We're gonna have to find out, but I would probably bet that Ciryl Gane's probably stronger in the clinch than Jon Jones is, especially since he has a clinch background. You've seen him go for the clinch in a lot of his other fights because he's used to that. He can go in the clinch and fight well. We saw him knock out Junior Dos Santos in the clinch. So moving on from that, I think Ciryl Gane's best chance at winning is staying out in the open or pushing Jon Jones back. He can't go backwards. I think if he is in the center of the octagon, I think he's well. I think they're both in the center. Then I think Ciryl Gane is winning. A lot of people are saying, oh, that you should add teep kicks. I think teep kicks are a little risky. I think Jon Jones can catch the kick and bring him to the ground. Though Ciryl Gane does have a fast kick, I think he's better standing in the opposite stance of Jones and kicking with his lead leg. Like he does a leg kick with the lead leg, just a fast one, really added up against Derek Lewis. It's not as powerful, obviously, if you use your back leg, but it's something well that he does, and I think he'll probably do it against Jon Jones. He does it against every opponent, but we've seen his calves have been a problem, man. Like his calves throughout his career, and it doesn't have to be too many kicks either because Ciryl Gane kicks hard. Like he is a hard kicker. So I can imagine even 5 of them would probably start taking a toll. Jon Jones has struggled against southpaws too, so it'd be pretty interesting to see if he's in a southpaw stance. So with that being said, who am I going to predict? This one is a tough one because logically you'd have to say Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane has the advantage. He's been a heavyweight. He's been active, but I'm still gonna go Jon Jones. I don't know about it. I've just seen Jon Jones's confidence throughout the week and the way that he's just studying Ciryl Gane's tape like a weirdo. Like every day it's like he wakes up and watches Ciryl Gane. Like he probably watches Ciryl Gane more than Ciryl watches Ciryl Gane. And I just trust the fact that he will be able to get those takedowns. I think that Jon Jones is a very smart fighter. I think that the move up to heavyweight won't take as big of a toll as a lot of people are expecting it to be. Like I said, I think he's going to perform pretty well. He's strong in the good parts. I think Ciryl Gane is very high level, but I think that Jon Jones could easily take those weapons away from him, the movement, and we've seen him throw oblique kicks. Who's to say that Jon Jones doesn't mess up Cyryl's knee right away, and then the movement is gone, and then he just goes for takedown. I think it'll go the 5 rounds. I think it'll be a close decision, maybe 49-46 or 48-47 for Jones, or maybe he gets a finish late. I don't know, because also at the same time we saw that Ciryl Gane, his wrestling IQ and his grappling IQ against Francis Ngannou was just terrible. It was just really bad. I mean, he was going for submissions. I even think I saw DC go for a takedown on Ciryl Gane as a joke, and his reaction was to go for a guillotine. Like Jon Jones posted this. If I'm Jon Jones, I'm liking this because he's not defending the takedown. He's going for a submission, and that's the problem with Ciryl Gane. He's always gone for submission over position. That's another reason why I'm picking Jon Jones. I think he'll just try to go for the submission. Jon Jones will take advantage of that and get on top, and I think once Jon Jones is on top, it might be really bad for Ciryl Gane. He might get elbows to the head. He might get a lot of damage. And I think once Jon Jones is on top, I think it's a wrap. The confidence from Ciryl Gane will just be gone, and I think maybe Jon will just start to take over from there. Like I said, we're going to have to see. If Jon Jones gets a takedown early and looks dominant early, I think then it's Jon Jones fights to win. But I think if Ciryl Gane wins, it's going to be because of his movement and because Jon Jones can't do anything. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing all of my picks. I'm going to be talking about each fight on the card that I want to talk about. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a giveaway. Once again, every pay-per-view we do a giveaway, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.